Propelio TV is sponsored by Noble Mortgage and Investments, Batchkip Tracing, Think Multifamily, CreativeCashflow.com, and Lifener.
Hi, Pam Goodwin Commercial here. We are in the city of Fort Worth, Texas. We are going to go visit Shelby at her PowerFit location to see how she came about finding her location, her lease, and what it's like as a young entrepreneur to open up her first business. So we're just going to drive and check out the area and see why she found this location.
Okay, I'm getting shots of me driving.
So driving around the location, you can see all the retail. When you're looking for a location, like these apartments right over here would be really good for a fitness because there's probably a lot of young people who need to work out. Here's a guy here working out now. I don't find out who Shelby's ideal client is always really important. To know the market and definitely the demographics to make sure when you find the location, it's where your customers will be coming. So it's always really good to drive around the location and see what's happening. See who, mark on a plan all of the other competitors in the area, fitness, find out how you can collaborate together. Because it's really all about your customers have to be able to find your location. So we're just going to go around here and see what other retail's in the site, and then we were going to go visit Shelby and see how she found this location. It can take months and months and months to find the right location. But it's really, really important business because you know how many go out. So you can tell here a lot of these competitors in this retail center here. But it's really important to find out who your neighbors are too. This is a larger retail center. And it all really comes down to also price, knowing what the rent is, knowing what the people are paying in rent here in this location. This is a really nice retail center. And it helps really to get out of the car when you're looking for space. So walking and going and visiting some of these tenants and finding out how they're doing and making sure there's a good tenant mix, that you have the same clients. So we're going to find out from Shelby who her ideal client is for her fitness group. And so, because every tenant has different client. Gotta make sure we don't get hit here. Oh. But when you're looking for space, I always advise my clients that before they make a final decision on their location, that you definitely have to visit the center or where you plan on going. Once you've identified, go at different times of the day. We're in mid-afternoon now, and it'll be a lot different at 12 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, or even in the evening, to know what the pattern is. And then night, especially for safety, fitness, retailers always want a safe place to go visit. So take a look at it, because it's definitely a lot different in the daytime, nighttime, and find out. Oh, here we are. Let's see, she has the Lathery, which I have no idea what that is. What's that say? Grooming, Supply, and Barber Shop. And then we have Shelby here, PowerFit FTW for Fort Worth, tone, hit, strength. Feel the difference. Audacious Life Headquarters. Looks like, I'm not sure what that is, what type of tenant that is. Sometimes it's hard to tell, so signage is so important. And then you have M&O Grill next door. So we are going to park here and go visit Shelby. Yeah, definitely one key thing is to make sure you have plenty of parking. So let's go in and see Shelby, see how she's doing. Shelby!
Hi, how are you, ma'am?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited you're here.
Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I love your place.
Yes.
What a cool place.
Thank you. Well, what did you think about it driving up?
It's good. Yeah, we've just been really driving around looking. Let me just put this down. We can go
Yes.
over some stuff.
Okay.
First of all, congratulations on starting your own business.
Thank you.
How long have you been in this location?
We signed our lease at the end of August, so I've been in this location since, I believe, mid-November. But we didn't open the doors until late December, and then we didn't have our grand opening until April 6th.
Oh, good. So how much square footage? Let's just kind of start from the beginning.
Okay.
So, one day, what? How did it all come about? Something
So
about
I
know
did-
we talked about you were out in Los Angeles.
Yes, so I did a
saw the
workout
concept.
out there, and I fell in love with the concept of the power plates. It was a great 30-minute workout, and I noticed a big difference in tone and tightness. And even though I was broke in LA, I paid like the monthly membership out there. And when I moved back to Texas and got into real estate, it was slow. It was a slow start. So I did a little bit of research on the power plates, and I decided that I wanted to open my own studio. I had, the blessing and support of my parents. They said, "You've always wanted to own a business." So I just decided to open a business, did some financials or ran some numbers, and spoke with the right people, and just all kind of just snowballed. How it happened.
So I always advise my clients, did you have a business plan and you knew exactly what you were going to be spending on all of this equipment, how much you knew what you were going to be having to spend in rent, all your business plans, all of that?
Yes, so I did multiple business plans, and then I did different Excel sheets with different variables where you would see if there was an average, like if I was 25% filled versus 50 versus 100%, like the occupancy rates, because there's 8 plates. So I ran the numbers there. However, in my financial projections, I was very naively optimistic, and I thought that I would already be at 25 to 33% capacity, and I'm not even there yet, because if I was there, I'd be breaking even. So I thought that was going to be happening in month 3 or 4, but I'm just now realizing that it takes a little bit longer to get the word out, especially when you have to educate the market on something that's foreign to the whole market.
So this is the power plate that you actually found in Los Angeles.
Yes.
That a lot of celebrities use?
Yes, they do.
And so then you just decided, how did that feel to go from being a business owner? what made you finally take the step? Because what were you doing before?
I was in real estate.
Okay.
Oh, but you mean in LA? I did business development for an interior design firm, and then I'd always wanted to be in real estate. So before I moved back, I took my online real estate classes, took the real estate test, passed it, got my license, and then it was just slow, and I wanted something else to do. I've always wanted to own my own business, and when I was running the numbers, this could be a very lucrative business. I have to get there first.
So was the first thing you did you create a partnership, or you have an LLC?
Yes, I created an LLC, obviously business plan, LLC, and once I got more comfortable with taking the leap, I actually had the realtor keep reaching out to me, and I almost felt bad, so I was like, yeah, I'll start looking at properties, and we started looking at properties, and then it all just kind of went so fast.
So did you hire a commercial real estate broker agent to help you find this location here?
Yes, I did. So we looked at a handful of locations, and what I really did like about this location is they already had the mirrors in, because I'm technically subletting. So I know that sounds silly, but this was, I got a quote for another space, and the mirror installation was going to be $9,000. I know it's insane. So little things like that, when I found this location, or when the realtor found this location, there were just so many perks to it, and it was previously a fitness studio before me. So it was easy for me to come in and visualize the space.
So did that have any concern of, why did they go out? That would be my first question.
They didn't have the right management in place. So the owner was not here. He was managing other locations in Dallas. So this one was, not remembered, not thought of.
So before they closed, did you ever come visit this location while they were that?
I always intended to, but I never did. And because part of that time that they were here, I was still in California.
Oh, okay.
So, but I never took a class prior here.
So how many other locations did you look at, do you think?
I would say I looked at probably 7 or 8 other locations, mostly in the 76107 area, and then near Southside Maine. It's a new up and coming area, but I shied away from that because it hasn't really been developed yet, and it would take a longer time to get more foot traffic. I did like this location. The only thing is I've noticed one thing I would do differently is I would look at the traffic counts, which I didn't know about until you told me, and that was something that never crossed my mind.
Right, so I just wanted to go outside and show, how important it is to look at your surroundings when you're looking at a retail space.
Okay.
And wanted to look at other stuff that you looked at too when we're out here. So what do you have, 4 tenants there? 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, there's 5. There's a museum. Yes.
Okay.
And then actually there's 3 more inside, so you enter through that office.
Oh, really?
So those are more 9 to 5.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So, that's how important it is to always, when you're looking at retail space, to figure out what the traffic counts are or everything surrounding in your area.
Mm-hmm.
So what was really attractive, when you found this location that you decided on?
Honestly, the amount of square footage, it was hard for me to find under 1,000 square feet.
Okay.
And I was basing off of smaller studios. It doesn't need to be a big studio. So I liked the fact that it was 933 square feet. And honestly, the price per square foot was really good for this zip code.
Okay.
So I
That's
did,
good.
yeah. So it was kind of a no-brainer.
And it is, to find an existing place and one that's already built out, definitely to help you save on the money.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you happen to go over what your landlord requires and what they don't require as far as the signage?
Oh, yeah. So that's one thing that I didn't ask about, but you have to get everything approved so it stays cohesive with the vibe they're going through, which I totally get, but we can't have any type of signage out here pointing this way, which is kind of difficult. There's a marquee right there. It's slightly hidden. But yeah, in regard to people just driving by and seeing it, they'll look at it and then they won't think twice about it. So it is a little bit of a hidden location. It's more of you have to know where you're going.
More of a destination.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone over with your landlord about adding any additional signage or banners or anything? Or they just said no, or it's a city restriction? Is it a landlord or a city
I believe
restriction?
the one that's, if you put it out here, is city, like permitting. You've got to get a permit for it. And in regard to like having something in the window like pulled up, you have to get that approved by them.
Okay.
Yeah, anything that I think you can see from the outside.
Right.
Because I was gonna do a bunch of balloons, and they told me I could only do a balloon arch around the door.
Okay.
So,
Another thing I know, we always talk about in retail or any looking for a location is parking.
mm-hmm.
Is that ever an issue for you out
Well,
here?
so luckily, since we're not super busy, no, and luckily since Lathery, they're in there for a maximum 30 minutes. It's really not a big issue. We have a whole additional parking lot on the other side of this building, which is Craftwork Coffee. I don't know, I think there are 30 spaces. And then for the people that are inside this building, they have parking around. So there's also another entrance through the side.
Oh, good.
So, but yeah, it is a little bit concerning, but honestly,
It hasn't been an issue so far.
no, it hasn't.
It's definitely when you're, looking for a space to lease, definitely how important parking count is usually, especially when you have a restaurant next door. They always take up so much parking. And then I'm not sure what this building does or if all the white stuff on the windows is permitted.
Yeah, seriously. No, they're usually not too busy. It's life coaching.
Okay.
Life coaching. So if there's people in there, there's a few at a time. And in regard to M&O Grill, we've never had really much of a problem because our last morning class is over at 12:30. So whenever there is lunch, it's kind of like we're missing each other.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back inside and figure out some do's and don'ts of opening up a location. If you could help.
Perfect.
Propelio.com. What does Propelio offer? Lead generating websites, access to true MLS comps, off-market lead lists, and deal alerts. Get them all today at Propelio.com.
Spend any additional money on the interior build out here?
Oh, a lot. It
Okay.
was, yeah. So the one problem about subletting is I didn't get any tenant allowance at all. So, and it was not up to the standards of the brand I was trying to build. So I probably, you're going to think I'm silly, probably put about, let's see, 20 or 30,000 in like just the aesthetics, which you look around and you think, how is that possible? But the flooring, first we decided to stain it, and then the stain didn't look good because it was concrete. Paint it black, the black didn't look good, and then I had to get all of the rubber flooring. It was a very expensive, it was probably $7,000 when it's all said and done, just for the floor, and it's not even that great. Yeah, so it was like little things that you learn here and there, and I thought that I was gonna paint the inside of it because it was drab. There weren't even floorboards in here. It was like old wood nailed into like the bottom for baseboards. So it was not up to my standards. So I did spend a lot on the build out inside.
So when you were negotiating your lease, did you try to negotiate some tenant allowance? And tenant allowance is where the landlord will help contribute to paying for the expenses for your build out.
They wouldn't, since I was subletting. So I asked them about that in another space I was looking at within the Foundry District. I was going to get tenant allowance, but since this was a sublet, I think they already spent that with him.
Okay.
Don't know
How
where.
about, so a lot of times the landlords do not want to put up that extra, $10. Typically it's around, the landlord will give you about $25 a square foot to help build out, but if they don't do that, they typically will help you with some free rent abatement.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that in return?
Yes, I got November. I got first month free, and then I didn't have to pay for November, and then I am paying I think $1.50 a square foot less than the original leasee is paying that difference until a year, and then I'll like catch up with it.
So it's always good to negotiate either free rent or lower per square footage, without going over specifics in your terms, but it's always really good to negotiate those up front.
Yeah, but if I could do it again, I think I would have negotiated a little bit more, but I didn't know, so I didn't know to negotiate. But going forward, I definitely would have tried to get some more months.
So maybe by hiring the right broker, the right expertise, and the right people on your team?
Yes.
Really makes a big difference on who you hire to go forward.
Yes. If I would have had you on my team since day one, no, but I understand it's true. You want somebody that's really knowledgeable, that asks questions that you don't know, because I've never owned a business before, so I don't know all the questions that I should or shouldn't ask, even though I am a realtor. There's just things that, since you've been in the business, you know to ask, and you know what you can ask for and what you can't ask for. So
Right, so that's why I always say, definitely, if you're looking for retail space, definitely interview the retail broker to make sure, find out experience, how many deals they've done, and really hire someone like that. You don't want to hire someone who does industrial properties, who does office, medical, golf courses, hotel. There's so many different categories in commercial real estate, and myself been specializing in some format of retail for now more than 30 years. And so I consider myself an expert in this category. It's always the best. So when you're looking for a real estate broker, agent, make sure that they do have, qualifications. Ask them for their resume. up front to make sure that you are hiring the right person that will really, really protect you. Because so many people, think they can do it themselves, negotiate better, and that's really what we're getting paid for, to really protect you. Even if we help you get that lower rent, extra, month of free rent, more tenant improvement, your use clause, making sure that's all protected.
No,
And there's a way to get, out of your lease too, in case, you need to for some reason.
oh, there is. You're gonna have to tell me about that.
So, we can go over that. That's why it's always important to have a good real estate attorney on your team. So when you do have any issues that come up in your space, maybe your neighbor's too loud, maybe they're selling something or doing something they're not supposed to be doing, you can instantly reach out to your real estate attorney to make sure you're covered.
Oh, okay.
So we can do that. So just wanted to, go over, really, we could, go over here and talk about kind of the do's and don'ts of, what it really takes to own and operate your business. So now that you've been at it, what's really since last August? I mean, from the really time you started looking?
Yes, I would say, it's almost been a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what did you sign, a 3 or 5 year lease?
3 year.
Okay.
So, and then I do have a contingency that once my lease is up, I can just, it would keep rolling at the rate it was instead of jumping up really high, since I am subletting.
Okay. So is there any top do's for people that say, because I have people all the time that, hey, I have this great idea, I'd like to open up a retail location, and then I ask them all these questions to make sure they have. But is there, for our viewers out there, what you would recommend?
Don't do it.
Oh, don't do it. It's not as
I'm
easy
sure,
as it looks,
no,
right?
it's really not. I am very happy that I am doing this. However, it's a lot harder than I thought. And I think I was very optimistically naive in some of my projections and what I thought this would take. So it is really, it's a lot. And I feel like I just jumped. But I think it'll be worth it one day. So my top, get a great real estate broker. You want good people around you. You want a good support system, an emotional support system, any type of support system.
Because it's probably really a 24-hour thing that you're constantly thinking about to make sure, because you think if you put a sign up, people will come.
Yeah.
It's probably maybe not that easy to, right?
No, and I am such a believer in power plates that I fell in love with them so quickly that I thought that it would be natural for everyone else, but it hasn't caught on as quickly as I anticipated.
So I'm sure you're trying all kinds of different marketing tips that you've learned. I mean, thank goodness for social media and the different platforms that you can promote free pretty much to get the word out there. But you have to be really creative. There's so many fitness places today.
Well,
how to stay competitive? What are you doing?
It's hard. I would say don't ever open a business by yourself, because I've noticed I'm doing everything from reception to cleaning to teaching the classes when I have a trainer cancel to anything on the software. Like, I'm doing everything. And so social media is not one of my strong suits, and I'm not familiar with it, and I don't care to be, but it's something that I'm having to teach myself because I'm doing everything. I've tried hiring out different phases that I don't do well in, like social media and marketing, and it just has never really worked out. So it's just easier for me to do it because I'm not paying myself. So I think the most important thing is having a good team behind you and having someone maybe that wants equity in the company that can help you without you having to pay them a salary at first.
So it always looks so glamorous starting a business, right?
Yes.
It always looks so glamorous. It's like you see these concepts and all of a sudden they're opening up 1, 2, and then you find out they have a lot of
debt.
Well, they have a lot of, like you said, partners and capital behind them to really, really build it up. Were you able to get any any small business loans or anything like that too? Or?
I think the reason I'm very financially stressed is I used my own funds, and I thought I was being conservative in the projection, and I have already gone over that number that I thought it would take to start up. And like I said, I thought I was being conservative with the number, and it's taken a lot more money to start everything than I anticipated.
So how were you able to figure out all the software that you need for people to sign up for classes, to have the app, to make it easy for your customers, clients to be able to come in here, and how did you figure all that out yourself, or did you have help with that?
Well, it was research and then looking at what other studios used, and MindBody was the major platform that most studios use. It's actually like the only one, right? Not the only one, there's some more coming up, but it was all inclusive of everything that you needed. They built an app for me. I pay for that every month, but it was all bundled into one and given to me. So I like simple solutions. I didn't want to have to marry this program into this one to make this work. And most people that do frequent studios are familiar with MindBody.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that, but yeah, so any other lessons learned? I mean, I think it's great. Like I said, there's so many entrepreneurs that want to open their business, but definitely being prepared and making sure you have those numbers and even cash flow up front. Because I even think probably to me the hardest part that I see is hiring employees.
Oh,
and
there's another.
making sure they show up, and that part, and really making sure that people want to work out. They have certain trainers that they like, that keeping them on board. How do you keep all that?
I don't. That's one of the things that I mean, it is a constant battle, because what I anticipated that I would be successful at, like leading people, leadership, I always thought that it would just come easy, it would come natural, but I have not managed people before, and I have never been a boss. So it's a really, it's hard. I'm learning a lot, and I'm trying to read a lot about it, because I want to be the best leader, boss, hire, HR that I can be, but it's all just a learning curve.
So what's your future goals? I know we talked about on the show regarding goal is to expand, and have additional locations, maybe get some partnerships to take your concept and then open another one in Dallas.
Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to grow this. I want to be the soul cycle of power plates. That's my goal, and is to spread all over Texas and then the Southeast, and then hopefully sell. Because with all the research coming out about whole body vibration therapy, once it catches on, people will finally understand it. There are a lot of skeptics still, but I know that once it catches on, I'll be there.
I know, especially, I mean, talking about what you work out, I came out here, a couple months ago or so, you can work out for 30 minutes equivalent to 90 minutes. I mean, Who wouldn't want that,
yeah,
right?
And it's a certified medical device, so it's just I'm having a difficult time educating the market. It's not as simple as it would be, because this is such a foreign concept, especially in Texas. So word of mouth is our best type of marketing, because people have these preconceived notions that you get on this and it'll buck you off like a Bronco, or you hover around on it, or you're standing on a bossy ball, or it shakes you, and there's just so many misconceptions because the population isn't educated.
How about if you get on it?
Okay. I'll get on it.
Is this machine elsewhere in the market?
So there is a studio in Dallas. I think he has 3 or 4 power plates. It's called Limber.
Okay.
So it's a stretching studio. But I'm the only one in the state of Texas that has 8 plates and offers group fitness.
Okay.
I believe a few country clubs have 1 plate for stretching, and then some nicer fitness facilities have 1 plate, but they're very pricey machines. And when you asked previously about a different choice I would have made, I think I would have financed the machines. I purchased them in cash.
Oh wow.
So that ate up a very large sum of my investment, because these plates are very expensive.
And they gave you the option to finance or to buy them out?
I did have the option, but I wouldn't have received, I got a little bit of a discount if I paid in cash.
Wow, okay. So you own them?
These are mine. I own them all. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I want to see, check it out.
Okay, so what this does is when you turn the vibration on, it's a harmonic vibration that goes up and down, side to side, and front to back. So on all 3 planes. And what it's doing is it's vibrating your body, and your body is telling your brain that you're unstable. Therefore, your brain is sending back messages to relax and contract your muscles. So when you're at 30 hertz, your muscles are contracting at 30 times a second, as opposed to a normal contraction that's 1 to 2 times a second. So it amplifies your workout, and since the vibration does make your body feel like you're unstable, you're able to utilize 95 to 97% of your muscle fibers, as opposed to the 30 to 40% that you normally get. So you get a much better workout, and you get your blood flowing faster, really helps with circulation, and then in turn flushes your lymph system.
So did the company, before you bought them, give you a lot of training, or how much training now do they still help you out on different things to help promote the brand and their company?
We do have training. There's certification. All my trainers are certified to teach on power plates, and most of them, actually all of them, have personal training backgrounds, and as well as group fitness. So in regard to power plate, they've been semi-supportive. I think they're trying to grow and get the word out as well, because these machines have been around for a long time. So the fact that they're still foreign means that they obviously don't have strong marketing. Oh,
I feel like I'm looking.
sorry.
I'm already short, but yeah. I mean, I think you have learned so much. A lot of people go to college and get a training in college or masters in business, and you've had to learn it all on your own. Do you feel like you can help other business owners and entrepreneurs now on?
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's why I'm still leaning on you, and you've been so helpful. But no, I would not. Once I get it figured out, which I know I will figure out, I would be more than willing to advise people. But right now, I don't think I have a platform to advise on. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I know we talked about before of going to someone else that has a lot of experience in this category to help you out, as far as, take one location and then really expand
Yeah,
it.
I did meet with an old family friend that she ran she managed 32 big box gyms locations. However, with the new boutique studio fitness trend, there aren't a lot of experienced people that I am capable of getting in touch with.
But it's always good to go out and get advice from people that have experience, and like you said, it's such a great way to keep learning. I just wanted to kind of recap what we did as far as finding a space. So highly recommend doing a business plan, making sure you have some financial aspect as far as taking out a loan, using your own funds, getting a partner, making sure you have enough capital, doing a spreadsheet with everything, even if you need it for now versus later, hiring the right real estate broker to find you the right location so you are successful, and then having, we didn't talk about it, but really a board of advisors to make sure you have marketing, social media, help. Any other advice you highly recommend before?
I would highlight what you just stated, the board of advisors, because had I had that prior, I think it would have been really helpful, and it would have given me more insight. But I would have never thought, when I hear board of advisors, I think, a big company, an already successful company. But it's interesting that when you mentioned that's something I didn't think about. But I'm trying to implement a board of advisors.
So it's never too late to do that, to have maybe starting off with 6 people, someone who specializes in marketing, social media, have them on your board, have different categories, someone in the fitness group, have different people on that. It's never too late to get that board of advisors right now, to help you with that. So, well, I am proud of you. It took a lot of guts to open up a retail store. I mean, it's easy for me on the retail side to find the location, but I always love it to see entrepreneurs going out there, adventuring, living their dreams, opening up a location. Everybody knows that it's not that easy, but for you to do it, I just really think it's so neat.
You're so sweet, and I can't wait for you to help me find the next location.
Oh, good.
Yes, I'm pumped.
All right, I know you will succeed.
Yes, you're so sweet.
We'll do it together, and we're here to help. So Pam Goodwin Commercial can be reached on my website, pamgoodwin.com. Send me an email, pam@pamgoodwin.com. watch Propelio TV. We'll have a lot more episodes on learning commercial real estate, finding the right location, finding funding, finding investments, expansion plans. We are here to help so that you do not lose out, lose money. We want you to make money, not lose money. So,
Yes.
how do we find you, Shelby?
You can find me at shelbyabeckman@gmail.com. Or to learn more information about PowerFit, you can go to powerfitftw.com.
And we're on all the social media too, so follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram, Facebook,
Facebook.
Twitter. Follow us.
YouTube.
Propelio TV is sponsored by Noble Mortgage and Investments, Batchkip Tracing, Think Multifamily, CreativeCashflow.com, and Lifeiner.
Want to keep up with the latest Propelio TV daily? Be sure to subscribe and click that bell.